a day in the life. I just talked to Easy Contacts. I purchased Easy Contacts February 2nd, and I noticed there was no shipping information, and today's the 8th. I noticed it yesterday, so I sent them an email. It's almost noon, no reply, so I called them. They said they tried to contact my eye doctor to verify my prescription so they can send me the contacts. I get that February 2nd was Friday, so 2 days for the weekend. There were 4 non-weekend days to get this shit together. And so I'm vexing that buying online is a pain in the ass. It looks straightforward, and then I get to walk my ass back all over the place, okay? It's kind of interesting. There's palpable reference. I'm here for you. Not really. There's nothing you can do. Okay? So here I am back to looking for clean care. What I can find, I could only buy it online. It's not in the store. I'm like, come on. I'm trying to find a store I could buy it in. Anyway, maybe I wasn't very clear on this. There's a lengthy video before this one. As a woman, Freeman doft thiefend. Freeman doft to toft thiefend. You are being held in contempt by no one there, but someone as one lever that is staging falsely. Okay? False eye, false intonation. There's nothing you, Freeman doft to toft, can do. Okay? Candewewe, cane. Okay? Sugar, that mark. Eweid. Okay? You're being held in contempt on the frame that is not lending an honest start or stare or even STAIR as we climb in knowledge and information exchange. You're being held in contempt. That's your part. It's hyphenated, as you pretend that you are not. It is also hyphenated. It's a curious day starting this way. I was like talking to myself, but the broadcaster was on. I'm looking for something I can't find, and I'm either too hot or too cold. It's a curious day. I'm fucking going nowhere. It's almost noon. See, anyone else's job I need to do for them for buying something online. Let's see. Oh, look at this ad. Maybelline, the hottest way to glow. Oh, buy now. Right. I can get clear care at the Falmouth Walmart. So there's a place in Maine called Falmouth. It's spelled Falmouth, like FALL, but it's pronounced foul, as in, not good. Falmouth. So we have a place here called Falmouth. I get a free pickup today at Foulmouth. Okay, good. I can buy this at a store and not online, although I did reference it online, given time. Let's go see what happens. This is what I used to buy. There is 2 Equate bottles for $3.76. That's what I used to buy. I gotta get the directions to Foulmouth because I don't want to be meandering. Well, it looks like it can select Scarborough also. I've got a Walmart in Scarborough. I should just go looking for it then. All right. It's probably equal distance, equate. It's probably equal distance to go to Foulmouth or Scarborough. Don't know if that's going to let me. No, it won't let me move that. Falmouth, Scarborough. Well, looks like Falmouth might be a mile closer. A smile. I have a feeling they're pretty darn close. I mean, if you're rounding up, one might be 4 point something and one might be 5 point something. Round up, round down. I can go a little farther to Windham, Biddeford, or Brunswick. I'm going to try Scarborough or Falmouth. My carrot on a stick after I get the website up. I'm going to go make a note of it. If I don't do it today, I could do it tomorrow as I go try and figure out, resurrect the broad deal in the marketplace for my insurance. 22 degrees. 22 degrees in Maine today at 11:23. Standard Apple time. I'm looking at my computer. So yesterday I was speaking with Rick, and he was letting me know that sometimes there's just silence on the broadcaster on EarthCam. And so I explained to him through trial and error in that sometimes my videos don't have sound and I've had to figure it out. There's no one to ask, I just have to figure it out. So I start kind of like fishing. What about this? What about that? But I explained to him that I've had enough failures that I've figured out the parameters and the permutations. I have an input and output on the EarthCam broadcaster on my computer and Movavi screen capture, screen grab video software. So I've had enough failures on any one of those systems to understand it's one of those three, and also enough fiddling back and forth to figure it out that I've kind of given myself a ingrained understanding through fixing this. Well, last time it was the broadcaster. Well, it's not the broadcaster this time. What is it? It's the computer. Okay. Oh no, it's silent again. What is it? It's the screen capture studio. So, anyway, I think there's some meta in that. I know where to go looking now if something's not working. I sent off my pay stubs to Kinko's FedEx down the street because I do not have a printer with ink in it. And so that I'm prepared tomorrow to both turn around my insurance to what it was before and renew my free Mercy Care. May as well do two things at once. Leverage my time as well. Hi Gwen, this is Angela Cook. I was in there on February 6th and we had a nice little venting powwow about insurance companies that didn't recognize James Richard in the Mercy system and all that. Yeah. Well, okay, so I've got a number of issues with Harvard Pilgrim, and what I understand, are you with Mercy Care or St. Mary's Care?
We're with St. Mary's now.
Okay, great. So here's one of the problems. They're suggesting to me, because I have insurance, but I also have free St. Mary's Care. I also have free Mercy Care. So, but Mercy Care is calling me today saying, we're not paying for your my follow-up appointment on February 6th, but you're not with Mercy Care anymore. So my St. Mary's free care should cover that outside of my insurance, okay? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, great. That's great.
So the February 6th appointment will be billed to St. Mary's, so Mercy doesn't even have to worry about it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
I will let them know. Thank you so much, Gwen.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'm going to call this doctor that Harvard Pilgrim assigned me.
Reached Intermed, the Division of Internal Adult Medicine, Infectious Disease, and Travel Medicine. If this is a medical emergency with another physician, please press 3. If you are calling to confirm, schedule, or reschedule your physical or general follow-up appointment, request medical records, or be directed to our billing department, please press 1. If you are calling to request a prescription refill, please press 5 to reach our dedicated refill prescription line. If you are calling with a medical concern or would like to schedule a sick visit, please press 2.
Maybe it's 2. Jesus. Fuck. This music is not uplifting. It's like, we have consigned you to your death to wait patiently for no reason and no virtuous interest in NIT. NIT.
Your call is important to us. Please stay on the line for the next available clinical care representative.
I bet my call is important to toy you. You need me to get it through. Ask you do. So I figured this was going to happen with a new doctor, that I have to jump through hoops. That's why I didn't want a new doctor for a referral for my colonoscopy. So I'd have to go see them first. My other doctor already knows I need it. And sent in the referral that my new insurance does not regard. So, what if I find I get to play a waiting game with stupid insurance company selecting my doctor for me, that I have to go get I have to go do a meet and greet, which is going to cost me, or the insurance company, so that they can then schedule me for a colonoscopy. So I think the better deal is to not go with Harvard Pilgrim. Go back to community health options and my zero copay and my zero cost to have insurance. That way I can get the care I need, not the care that the insurance company wants me to need. Getting tired and hungry from not doing very much today. From doing a whole lot and going nowhere. It's like, it's a banal Jacob's ladder. You stay right in place and climb those rungs on a cycle, and what grace do you get from it? I saved my ass today. I had to do everyone else's footwork to save my ass. Feedback to me, what I think, so much chasing vain, V-A-I-N today, as my only option and only game outside of what I do for myself and I put in a cycle, in a loop. It may not go anywhere, financially speaking, but at least I retain my value, okay, for meaning to. Feedback to me, what do I think? My inner dialogue, my inner thoughts tell me that I need to be more adroit, more on purpose with my intention, and desire is my intention. So to know what I want and to shape it and orchestrate it. Defining its parameters of where it is and consequently where it is not. So that's the feedback that's going on in my head after wasting half of this day talking to insurance companies, etc. There is that layer of hey, I would love to not be in the system. You name the system, I would love to not be in that system. A system of insurance care with insurance providers, hedging and wedging. There's no one there to care, okay? And they're not, it's a failed system by design from its own start, from its own lender with he-a-route and hearth, the head, hand, doubt. Okay? It's a failed system. Unfortunately, I am mired in it, and I needed health services last year. There's some meta in the things that I had to pay attention to my health last year. I think so. That said, I'm not treating a 5-year colonoscopy exam with magical thinking. Meaning if I think well that there won't be any cancerous polyps. For me, I want to answer the question, get the test done, because I think my existence will be better for answering the question rather than wondering. Also, magical thinking may have worked for me when I was younger. Maybe it really did. Maybe I've been staring at the same problem going nowhere. it's a valid gesture and question to ask. There's one thing, where there's one thing that we're doing, there's one thing that we're not trying, okay? So I'm invested in trying, and I feel like I'm straddling two times, and then I should, at the very least, at this point in my life, keep a finger on the pulse of my health to keep it well. That said, want out of this system, this jackass system, so badly, that's probably going to have to be taken down, honestly, to build it up right from the start. I still do believe that all we've got is DOF. We got stupid to work with, and that's not really a proper foundation to build anything, okay? So your money, having more money, buys you the notion and appearance of better services and compliance, but the fact is, even though you don't get to face and feel contempt that you are a woman framed doff to toft for no reason thiefend, you're passing that value on, and you're passing it on to the least among you. There's no one to talk to in insurance. See answer. You got your cancer? Well, if there's no one to talk to, there's no one to see your answer either. Is it magical thinking, or the very fact is we have a system of contempt, okay? As a female, you are stood up. You're being staged to find contempt in no matter what you do or do not do, okay, with dudes. And the part that you get to play is you get to pretend that you do not know, okay? That you do not know to produce a show. I did not know. To task and bask, trial balance, ask. T-B-A-S-S-K-T-A-R-E- D/D-HE-YE-A-T. You're already in the red to do your showing, and you're tasking and basking as a trial balance to lend it again. I am the ag, to lend it to the ag again as your own bed, okay? As the tool led to LB every pound that you've been in your bed. I'm thinking more and more, get back to the original doctor, my zero cost of insurance because I qualify with my income, get the free Mercy and St. Mary's care for anything the free insurance doesn't cover, and it's not that I hate to say it, but maybe there's honor in feeling this way. I won't say last year was a fluke. I mean, I had 4 surgeries, and an iron transfusion for anemia. So I have to say, outside of the colonoscopy I have scheduled, I feel I have, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself. I feel like I did my time last year for getting things on track. Meaning, analogy, the body is like a car. I've been driving this a while, okay? Sometimes things break down. I think considering the mileage, I fixed everything or what needed to be fixed at this time, and I think I'm good for a while. Just system maintenance. That's my feeling. I am a little nervous about the colonoscopy. You know, like I said last time, big gut man was right next to me. They have little curtain partitioned rooms. Hear the doctor going, opening a curtain, explaining, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. And they come to me, and there's a silence. And I'm like, really? You just told Fatty, who's never done anything healthy in his life, he's good. And you're taking a pause. I'm like, really? Yeah, you found precancerous polyps for me. I'm like, God damn it. Fatty who's never paid attention to his health, big old gut, he's good. I'm sold on the value and thankful for someone who's going to stick their head somewhere where I can't see. Okay? Head, virtual tools, you know? But I do have anxiety about it because 5 years ago, you know, I had precancerous polyps. So theoretically, you're supposed to get the test every 5 years, and I did mine early. And based on a conversation with the doctor, my sister died of cancer. I didn't know what kind. It was pancreatic. Come to find out. So it was scheduled early, and perhaps that was fortuitous. And so every 5 years. Although I hear you could do it sooner, but anyway, I'm a little anxious about it because, you know, what if one pops or busts and then sends cancer through my system? You know, if it's there and it pops, I don't know if it pops, I don't know, but at some point precancerous is not pre anymore. I am told that they grow slow, but I'm still, you know, it's more anxiety for me to not get the test done and answer the question. Second test is going to give me information. You got polyps or you don't. From there, I could see a trend. If I do, maybe I want to tighten up those, you know, instead of 5 years, go every 4 years. And maybe I should eat like Fatty. Seems to work for him. Anyway, yes, that's candid talk. I have a little anxiety, and it doesn't help to have layers of insurance that's jacking my timetable around, and what would be the comfort of sitting in my own home and capacity, doing my work and not insurances. Yeah, if I were to get out there with my own sci-fi, I question whether getting old is really that necessary, that your cells stop regenerating in the same capacity. I feel the grind. I've reduced myself as much as I can to get by financially so that I have my free time. Also, what that does, anyone wants to tack on me for slander or libel, and this is preceding me having my own framework, you're not going to get any money from me because you don't pay me to be viable. Okay, so there's my safety. Oh, you want to? Great. Get blood from a stone. You didn't give, right? Didn't give, and I can prove didn't care to. I was going to say one down, and now I know with my podiatrist, whatever the insurance doesn't cover, and that's whatever the insurance is covered by free Mary's Care. So I have free Mary's Care. I should have the paperwork here somewhere, but I don't know where it is because I've got little piles of paperwork in many places, but I think it's good for a year. It's at least good for 6 months. So November, December, January, February, March. That should get me through all my follow-up appointments. So one down. That side's taken care of. Now we have to figure out colonoscopy. Phew. I was going to ask you, what would you do if you were in my position? I mean, we could leave that open-ended, and then I will specify. What would you do if you were in my position? What's your next move? So you're going to find I don't have direct communication with Rich, but I've been using I've gotten into tarot and stitchomancy, and I know people will be like, oh, I don't do that, but I'm like, it's really not your right to judge pagan practices when you're not presenting a real value. Maybe that's why the pagan practices exist. So this is what I got for my inquiry. I mean, there's some meta in what I'm seeking. How do I want to explain it? I'm vaguely aware. Looking back of meta. And I'm aware of it when I have observation that I know that someone's paying attention to observe meaning in what I'm doing. So for instance, yesterday I was talking to Rick, and Rick failed his driver's DMV test, and I think he there was a stop sign, or no, a white line and a stop sign, but he couldn't see. You're supposed to stop at the white line, but he couldn't see because I think there was trees or something. So he went to the stop sign and instead of the white line, and then he says you're supposed to wait 3 seconds. I didn't know about the 3-second rule. That seems like a long time. Anyway, stop at the white in Austin, Texas, stop at the white line and then go to the stop sign and stop. And he didn't do that. He went to the stop sign and he got written so that he didn't pass. And my meta, looking back, is I joked because I told him that for my DMV test, it was 25 miles per hour zoning, and I took that corner where there was a stop sign at 25 miles an hour. I didn't stop, and I took it at 25, and I passed. And curious, I joked because my mom gave me Boston baked beans to give to the driver instructor, the person who was going to be the test, who was going to do the test. She gave me a Boston baked beans candy to give to that person. I would say give to him almost as a given, knowing that it would be, knowing what the sex would be. Rick had commented something about detail, and I can't quite remember the context, but I was like, oh no, I'm not like that. And he's like, oh no, you do have an eye for detail. And I'm like, well, it's like this. My mom gave me a little sandwich press that you take all the crust off your bread, and then you smush the contents together, and it makes it look like a little shell with scallop edges. So you get a little grilled sandwich that has little scallop edges in the shape of a shell, okay? And I'm like, see, that's kind of my mom's nod to detail, that she was very Martha Stewart-like, and I laugh because I never had a shell sandwich with my mother, okay? We never used it together. And then you see how I live my life and people I participate with, and I'm not really going to grill myself a little shell sandwich, a little seashell sandwich with scallop edges, pinky out with my teacup. I mean, I could do that, or I can do what I'm doing online. It's kind of the same quaint effect in terms of the quaint appeal, tap the apple, and even the sex appeal, appeal and apple. So the EA, each appeal is each app, LE. Love, every yet thing, LE, language engineering. So I see meta looking back in reflection, given that opportunity. Meaning I just can do things in my life and maybe not piece it together because I don't have that observation, or I don't feel I have that observation. Maybe you need one, both, or not, So there's a meta where I'm like, shoot, I get on a tangent, like I really need fuchsia lipstick. Okay. You know, I think there's a current meta. I think I'm trying to field my vision, to buy into something, okay? And I find myself on the cusp of questioning, what's the real meta you're after, you know? So back to looking at tarot and stitchomancy. I'm looking for a pattern in reflection that I'm sussing. I'm sussing. Is there a pattern here? That's all I'm doing, given my time with not getting it back. I didn't put that on video, so I'm going to do it now. I got a telemarketer, and I was commenting like, it's time for the telemarketer vector. Vector isn't it 3 points of reference? So in vector art, you can enlarge and shrink without dithering, without any dilution of the strength of the line drawing. Vector is also, isn't it like a bug or a virus? So I was commenting that, you know, besides like, oh great, it's time for the telemarketers to prey on me. They're using a phone, they're presenting a phone number that's not their own. And so we have the national do not call list. So if you don't want to be telemarketed to, if you're not actually using your phone number, it's useless to sign up for that service. And useless time because they're faking a phone number. And then I was saying that they're getting tricky because they will use a local phone number. So you think, oh, it's someone I know. They're in the area. Where I am is I won't answer the phone unless I have someone's name in here so that it comes up and I'm like, you know, connection. It's kind of interesting. My phone is used for lice appointments, lice payments, and blocking calls. 99.99% of the time. It's not used for connection with anyone. It's certainly not used for connection and follow through even. Okay. To begin, asked. To begin, ASSKTONE. Even debt to return, debt a bear return, even vent to tell, and TB tell the belly, I eat at yet time to complete versus compete for and for no reason. My die at, okay, also asks the night to be in red to get tit blacked. There is a parallax. My phone is used to pester me and I pay more money for it. for all the services of the bellwether computer industry, it is only bringing hyphenated snob, knob, and sob ability. Ill, it, hyphenated, tie the I at eat. I eat yet. Okay? So this is not a value. It's not a value producer. It was never meant to be. Okay? Yet I know young people go to schools, and if they don't have an iPhone, then they're shamed, you know? Like, you're not current. You're not the game. You got to get this to get into bed. And to be into bed, to sleep well with your head. I have it made instead. Okay? That's the game. As a young person, maybe they haven't quite equated it to, I gotta have this to be current to get in bed. But that's where it's going, okay? But just know, was never intended to lend. It's masquerading as a talent. So you can ask tit, ask kit. The kit and the tit. ASS-K hyphen parentheses T hyphen IT hyphen ta gain. Tag and bag again. T hyphen parentheses B hyphen A hyphen GAIN hyphen. Put an A in there hyphen D hyphen. Your ad, AD, is still a nad, dow with war, thiefend. Thiefing to proclaim he came, even. Okay? Insolence for me as a consumer to balk at the talents of Mac computer that's thinking of no one and systematically raping and pillaging my time to try and keep up. Okay? And then I wear the complaint, you never thought to date, and I look like my own self-contempt, that I am not appreciative of all that Mac has done for me, and I can't make it work for me, so it is my inherent problem. I was not thinking of them. Who's never going to be the theme of mend? It's T hyphen HE hyphen ME hyphen N hyphen D hyphen debt again. Tag and bag again. We're doing our best to provide a service. No, you're not. Okay. All you're doing is you're masquerading a false value. You're creating a wake of it. And I get to pay too much for a fucking phone and features and apps for that, for a smartphone where I'm like, take that away. You got a question, you call me. I'm the smart app for that hat. Okay? Anyway, it's digitally, it's a cancer. It's a virus. Okay? On a good day, I might just get one telemarketer. On a not so good day, I get like 2 calling back to back from Somalia. And then I got one from Homeland in California. Is that really a place? And then I got, I don't know, I got one from Kentucky recently. Homeland, California, Hackensack, New Jersey, West Palm, Florida, Somalia, somewhere in the United States. I pay more for this Like, you know, the flip phone, like 50 bucks, 30, 50 bucks. I bought the cheapest because I had to upgrade because my last iPhone wasn't fast enough now. So I think I paid 600 for that then. Then a month later they dropped it to 200. So shit, I missed that one. And then I had to buy another one. I think this one was 600. And I've had vehicles for less. And I probably could still buy a vehicle for less. So $30 or $50 to 600, and I'm taxed relentlessly. And what do you think the directional trend of that tend in red, RE-AD, for max bread, B-READ, B-RE-AD, put that A in a parentheses, in bread, do you think it's ever going to produce a value? What you can do is keep feigning that you mean to and give it words, okay, without ever speaking to someone who brought the tooth to observe. You speak the value OUBEAT. HAD, serve, ID, right? So that's what I'm doing. I'm creating that opportunity. If you're going to speak for value, I want to see you observe. Observe that you're going to seat your eat. Seat and eat what you speak. To be able to tread that tonal value, you need to ask, and ask stone. Okay, to ask is to cast the stone. And when you're speaking, I want to know who you're speaking to. You know, for, by, with, the reason, to tone, hone, and roan, the throne, and the necro, the cold value of the crown as your own, crowd and crone, CROWNE. Making the crone, CORNE, the old hag, the spinster, actually essentially necessary if you want your fucking crowd and your crown, okay, as a man. The value has always been here. The dishonorable value has been masquerading as the value. Here's the thing, Mac computer as a bellwether leader in the digital industry does not have to feel their own pain of causing disassociation, because they're too busy leading the industry and taking your money in reflection to think they are the genius bar to provide the talent for your connection virtually everywhere, okay, when they're really causing disassociation everywhere. And we've got a vector of, because you created a product with no character in it, KNIT, it's in knit, NIT, knit to tone, evain, VAIN. Even vaint. I ain't, vain to go, okay? Vain to tag a go and grow. Hyphenated, okay? You hyphenate in a time. You know, it's almost not worth it. Seriously, if I didn't have to run Square credit cards for work, I would not have this phone. I'd have a flip phone. Take me right back to $30 or $50. Boop, beam me up, Scotty. Oh, the old way of texting? I'd even probably stop texting. Give me a call if you need something, okay? This sort of, that combined with now there's new features for roaming and regular cellular service. So I know when I got this phone that Christine, the owner of where I work, would send me a text, but it'd be on roaming, and I wouldn't be on roaming, so I wouldn't receive it. It's like, this is just, it's too much to keep up with, okay? She's sending me texts I'm not receiving because I'm not on roaming. I have a phone service. I thought that covered texting, you know? Too many permutations of non-value posing as value and reception. Simply making things more convoluted, more difficult in options and potential with no one in, and never meant it that way. Just give us your Me One Eye so we can do what we want with it configuratively. Speak into the tin. Hyphenated. I was going to say, if really, when all said and done, when you get enough experience under your belt as a woman and you understand that your only option you get in this life, frame and doffed, is to stand in contempt of yourself. Because your value has been spoken for, but there's no one to receive you in, okay? So it's staging. It's malfeasant staging for you to begin with a grin and a grind that anything you say on frame and doff will make a whit of difference to Dal with wart again, okay? Tag and bag again, hyphenated. You are made to be pitiful in your own service and observation, and your value, standing do's and do with you, is supplied to frame and doffed again, thief end, okay? That's your value in this construct, fork and fort, no reason and no apparent treason, because the system, for no reason, thief end, is not producing innocence in reflection. And it never intended to. So, when all said and done, and you get enough experience under your belt because you've earned your way, so you know what is what, okay? You get to stand yourself in contempt among the hem that carry dudes. Do a dude, thief and true. Meaning your position in life is to be in contempt no matter what you do among them, okay? You will get no follow through, even though your value has been spoken for and spoken to, okay? The only option then it gives you, understanding this contempt, that you are going to be staged to be in contempt of yourself among them that lay down their life for you without ever wanting to, meaning to, knowing how to, or carrying to. Carrying or carrying to, okay? In process and product. The only option it gives you, besides pretending not to, as your park and part and spark part, is to complain. Your value's been spoken for, it's been spoken to, but there's no one there for you doing the speaking, okay? And in that whole cotton picking marketplace only cares about treading on your value, fort no reason thief end. Fort and fort, no reason thief end, okay? It's a call to arms, honest arms, all right? I think you need to back out of the marketplace. Stop buying fucking iPhones, okay? Seriously. The marketplace wants to compete on you? I don't care. I'm not buying your next version, okay? Keep that up. I'm going to get a flip phone. And we'll find another way to take payments. You know? You need to start backing out Tophet, okay? And start backing out Tophet, meaning Toph is rich and zero territorial force, all right? Stop buying into these products that deal with war and are not concerned about an honest design from the start. I was seeing my positioning as contempt, pretend you're not. That's the parts, and it's not with hyphens. Pretend you're not. I'm doing all I can. I'm Meghan Markle marrying the prince, and we're going to go bless the wounded warriors that we serve them with our every thought in knit. N-I-T. We're doing our best bet. It's hyphenated. We're leading you with our graciousness so we could have more perceived value in grace to dispense IT, shit, and sit. Okay? Shit, what you read online. It never served anyone doing time. It never meant to. And your love is not a virtue. You've not done real work to afford it. To daff afford it? Person who doesn't know better, draft afford it. The person that drives and follows afterward. Okay. To dock and hawk, craft. See the raft after that. Okay? Meghan Markle's fairy tale princess life is well, it's making the value of you go without all the time. And that's not very nice, nor is it gracious. Okay. It's a person, a group of people following a forum. A form and forum. Mend, Dow with wart, tag and bag again. Debt thief end. Debt tool land from the bed. You have been, okay, hyphenated. You're following a form that never required you to do any real work to begin with, all right? What your GED is hyphenated, all right? and you're aggrandized to think that you're better than the doff that you stand on to get toffed, okay? Because there's also no faith in your lending doffed to Dow with wart again, okay, as your means to marry the rich. Current estate, you're paying doffed to stay doffed, and spay has said doffed, dead again, okay? So while you look gracious, I get doffed all over the place. Why would I go anywhere? There's no honest destination for me. And I don't get a vacation from stupid you're casting all over the place. Okay? And you get to look gracious for it. Thoughtful, conscious, conscientious. I think the meta looks like this. So when I upload the website, in that process, you'll see that I put a couple of videos of someone explaining when something goes missing, your brain fills in the blanks. So I think the meta for me, like getting stuck on, I need fuchsia lipstick, or something, is my way of forecasting truth. With what I got and with what I know I can buy into, it can still be a meta in its own cycle of delivery, meaning it's still a parallax, but it's not exchanging. What I'm striving for here is to exchange, but I'm looking at the dynamic, if it's not too abstract, why I seek what I do, in fact, and every foot tact. I think the dynamic itself is to make continuity as you asked, weld, okay? weld. ASS, how about this? ASKTSOWEL over L, one love at one time, HD. Debt to past, debt to the past, tap and hap, the fortune of pluck and luck, pass. You asked your T 0 on tail and nail, HD. Debt ass weld. So we have a paradigm in the thief-in marketplace. You're not ever being the time for completion even. You're not giving it in follow through. And you're asking of your mate as the ends to make debt again a straight trait, thief end, task to bask, trial balance to get it back, what is red to get it in black, blacked again, hyphenated. Neither one of you in the couple, C-O-U-P, couple pled and legged doffed, are the heir right here, okay? Yet you're staging a commitment that you love, okay, and producing children, doff it. I fit doff to get toffed, all right, but he adds doff, stupid, hyphenated, okay? And I'm doing your thinking fort and forked, you. Which is visual proof you didn't do it, nor did you think to, nor apparently did you care to, or carry. So then we ask, what is the value of your Mary, your Mar, I, your Mere, ear, R, I, M, E, A, R over R, E, Y, E. Put some hyphens in that. I'm going to go to Kinko's, pick up the pay stubs that I need for Mercy Free Care tomorrow when I meet with them to untangle some bureaucracy as weld. And Minnow needs to go outside, and then I'm going to see if I can't leave the first half of this day, just wipe it, okay? Because I've got my next couple of days set up, the points I need to meet so that I can still hopefully keep my colonoscopy appointment and have that paid for. As I hear, I'm qualified. And get on with these notes. So